He's Jose Bautista, the Blue Jays outfielder who joins us here in the man cave. A couple of home runs last night, extra innings, but ended up losing. Can you be in a good mood after a loss if you've done well personally?
I mean, you try to hold it in. If you are, obviously the team is first, and you try to make sure that you're not jumping around and celebrating after a loss just because you did something good. But last night, it was the end of a great winning streak for us. We had 11 in a row.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate that we lost that, and it came in a awkward way. Extra innings. We had the lead, and they came back and scored two in the 11th, I believe. So, and it's tough to lose games that way, but we had a good run. So we try to let those losses, when we have such a good momentum going, not let us affect us negatively.
Ever called a home run?
I've felt good about some chances, and I can't say that I called one yesterday. I said to a couple teammates, and they were making fun of me after I hit it. I said I might look silly on a couple of breaking balls, but I'm gonna try to crank one today. And the first pitch that I saw from Syndergaard was a curveball that bounced maybe 55 feet, and I looked silly. I swung.
But why did you
barely
know
swung.
you were going to look silly?
I was just committed to the fastball. He throws 98. I have to do that if I want to hit it. If I'm like trying to hit both the curveball and the fastball, I'm probably not going to hit either. So I had to pick one, and he throws more fastballs than curveballs. So it just made sense.
But when you make contact with that fastball,
I knew it was gone because I hit it pretty good. It was one of those pitches where you feel the rhythm on the pitcher's delivery and your load, and the ball just comes out of the hand, and you see it well, and you put a good swing. And once you make contact, you just know.
Describe that feeling when the ball hits the bat.
It's hard. When it's kind of strange to describe, but when you hit the ball that well, it barely feels like you touched it. And when you hit it really bad, it kind of hurts. So it almost feels like you didn't even hit it. And it feels like a nice little flow. You have a nice finish to your swing, and it's internally, you get an immediate rush, satisfaction. You did something good for yourself, for the team. It's pretty hard to match that feeling.
Are you allowed to admire?
I mean, I think so.
Have you got?
Because I do it all the time. But I try not to show anybody up. I try not to be disrespectful. But it's part of the game. I mean, it is a game. We're trying to have fun, and we're entertainers at the same time. So people are enjoying it. Why can't I enjoy it a little bit? As long as I'm not showing you up and rubbing it in your face, I have to admire it a little bit also.
But what if the guy in front of you homers and admires? Because then you're stepping in.
Well, I'm talking about admiring, not, again, showing anybody up. But if the guy's, like, celebrating and doing stupid stuff, especially on a lopsided game or where you're winning, like, by 10 runs, and you're kind of stepping on the other team and on their ego or something, it's, uncalled for. And then that would be uncomfortable at bat.
Because
hitting after the guy just did that. Because you're probably going to get one in the ear hole.
Have you gone up there knowing you're going to get hit?
Yeah. Fortunately, not in the big leagues, but in winter ball, it's happened a few times because the celebrations down there can get a little bit
so it's
excessive.
Based on that?
Well, it's yeah. Like I said, some guys get a little excited, and in winter ball, it's kind of not many rules. Those unwritten rules that people speak about all the time, they exist in the major leagues. In other places, they're not as lenient with them. So I've been in winter ball games where we're winning by 10 runs, somebody hits a home run, or losing by 10 runs, and the guy's like jumping up and down, and I'm like, oh boy, it's coming.
He's Jose Bautista, the Blue Jays, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. What nickname do you like?
Well, everybody calls me Joey Bats. Ever since I was in Pittsburgh, they started calling me that. But my teammates call me.
But it sounds like Italian.
I know.
Like I'm Joey Bats.
Like a mafia.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're not Italian.
No, I'm not. I'm Dominican. But it started in Pittsburgh, and people like it, and it stuck. So I'm not going to tell people not to do something that they like. So when my teammates call me a bunch of different things, Bads, JB, B, whatever, it's all over the place. And growing up, and I'm not proud of it, people call me Raton, which is rat or mouse. So it was weird. I was obviously, I guess people thought I looked like a mouse. I was really skinny. I have kind of big ears. I don't know, but
Did you fight them if they did
people
it?
still call me that to this day. Sometimes I'm just in the outfield batting practice in Yankee Stadium, and somebody
Oh.
that I used to play little league against or with, there's a lot of Dominican people here in New York, yells at me, "Ratón," and I'm like, who's this person? It's
But
like,
are you mad at them?
no, I mean, I can't hide from it. It's the truth, and it happened. So, and it's fine. It's not like it was derogatory to me. It was kind of like, nicknames. Nicknames are nicknames.
Can you tell when a ball is doctored by the way it comes at you?
No. Sometimes, some pitchers and some teams, you feel like the ball moves a little more than others, but it's hard to say if it's doctored or not. It's,
Do you care?
I care to know if the pitcher has control and he knows where he's throwing the ball. So if they need to put a little something,
You're
whatever
okay with
is,
that?
I'm fine with that. I'd rather them know where they're throwing the ball. But if you're putting something on the ball to kind of make it do more than what it's supposed to do, that's where, And where's that line? I don't know.
So pine tar, you're okay if it makes sure that it gives you grip.
Yes.
But if it helps you snap off a breaking ball a little bit better,
Yeah. And I've never put on pine tar in my hand and try to throw pitches and see how much I can make it move. So I don't know how that would work for a pitcher. But if it's excessive and you're doing it like in front of the cameras or where people can tell, then like Michael Pineda a few years ago,
yeah.
you're going to get caught. Nobody's going to let that slide. But if you just are using it to aid your control and you know where you're throwing the ball, I have no problem with it.
What's the first thing that people say to you when they meet you for the first time?
I thought you were bigger.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody says you
We
hit
said
a
the
lot of
same
home runs.
thing.
I thought you were bigger. I'm like, I don't know who you're expecting. The Hulk.
But okay, where's the power come from?
I think it's just bat speed and torque and just generating a lot of rotational speed and not wasting energy and strength in your swing, keeping it short. Make sure it's nice, packed, tight swing. And I've always had bat speed since I was growing up, and I was always the little guy that could hit a home run for some reason. I can't explain it.
Who'd you grow up idolizing?
Ken Griffey Jr. By far was my favorite player, and I just, I wanted to play center field growing up. That's what I played growing up, and he was the best center fielder when I was younger.
Did you meet him?
Yeah, I played against him.
Did you get an autograph?
No, I was too shy.
Yeah, but that's when you send a clubby over to do it.
I know, but I don't. I normally am not one of those guys that sends a bunch of stuff over to the other clubhouse and just gets autographed. I've done it recently a few times because I have a foundation and I like to get some items to raffle off or to put in auctions. So I've done that, but especially with veterans like that, like Jeter and guys like Ken Griffey, I don't even feel like I want to bother them.
He's Jose Bautista, the Blue Jays. I was mentioning that you have the most home runs since 2010. Did you realize that? You got 200 home runs since 2010. That's more than...
I didn't know the number, but I knew it.
That's pretty good. 13 home runs this year, and next game will be tonight against the Mets. I know you're doing something called head trainer. Explain what head trainer is all about, because I saw where you had Dale Earnhardt Jr., Richard Sherman. There's quite a list there, Alex Morgan. So what is head trainer all about?
So head trainer's an app, and it came to me as an opportunity. So it was proposed to me a few months ago, and I got to check it out. It's an app, mobile app. You can download it on iTunes or Google Play, and it helps you train the mental part of the game. It tries to keep your focus sharp. It tries to make sure that you're practicing and training the mental part in your brain as much as you do the physical part. And I believe it's the part that people neglect the most. So this is going to be a great resource for me, and it has been for the last few weeks since the demo came out and we got to try it out. And I like it. It's something that it's hard to figure out a way to train and maintain also, because you have your coaches, they hit you ground balls, they hit you fly balls. You do all these other things, but you never practice staying mentally sharp and getting in the zone and kind of figuring out what you need as an individual to make sure you're sharp.
And
mentally.
not just for professional athletes. This is for kids.
People of all the ages. It's really fun. So I don't want to make it sound like it's some sort of test. It's just mental exercises, and they're fun. And you practice memory, you practice focus, you practice, all different cognitive skills. It's pretty entertaining, and I think kids of all ages are going to enjoy this, and I'm going to use it, and I have been, and I think I'm enjoying it so far.
Well, it's good to visit with you, and I guess we'll keep the nickname Joey Bats going there.
We'll have to. I think we got to give the people what they like.
He's Jose Bautista, Joey Bats. Great to visit with you, and the app is called Head Trainer, and it's available on iTunes and
that's right,
and Google.
It went live, I believe, Friday, so it's available
I saw
now.
where Richard Sherman was saying that you got to be mentally tough more in football than any other sport.
Yeah, I chirped him a little bit. That was a hockey move there. I've been in Canada for a few years, so some of the things are rubbing off. No, but it's all fun and games with Richard. He's one of the best athletes right now in the world, and being a football player, I don't want to make people believe that I don't think that they have to be mentally focused just as much as baseball players, but I give him a little jab here and there, saying that it takes less than half a second to react to a pitch.
To a 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, it's not easy. They have their things that they need to work on too, so it's hard to be swatting balls away and intercepting balls. So especially in that type of atmosphere, and there's a lot on the line because you only play a small amount of games. We play 162. That's a grind, but for them, each game has that much more importance.
Good to visit with you, Jose.